Do you need both the Neural DSP Quad Cortex and the Nano Cortex? My friends from Sweetwater asked me to put together a video about why you need both. And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Steve Sterlacci. I do all things digital amp modeling and gear on this channel. I also have a podcast dedicated to professional digital amp modeling users from all brands. And if all that's your thing, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if not, that's cool too. Let's get on with the content. So, first, the big boy, the Neural DSP Quad Cortex. You'll notice this is on my touring pedal board right now. This is a Sennheiser dual wireless. I did a whole video on this board recently on the channel, and this is my touring setup for the year. I've got my Quad Cortex as my all-in-one rig. It does everything for both me and our lead singer. So I'm running 2 guitar rigs through here. This preset is up on the cloud. You can follow me at Sterlacci if you want to check that out. And just quick shout out to String Velocity for making, this is my gig view on and off pedal, which I absolutely love, in case you're wondering what that is. All explained in the other video. But we have the big boy, the Quad Cortex, the pioneer of the capture box on a touchscreen that's all in one floorboard. It's been a few years since it came out. They've made a lot of really great improvements and really got it up to speed where it's one of the most reliable modelers out there now. I use it to capture my real amps. I can get my real amps. I have a whole tube amp wall over here. I can get it in here. I can capture my drive pedals. I can build complex signal chains. The Quad Cortex is the most powerful floorboard on the market as far as DSP capabilities. It can handle the most blocks. It can handle anything that you throw at it, I should say. And then recently, Neural just came out with this Nano Cortex, which is meant to be a little brother to the Quad Cortex. So with Nano, you get a compact, portable, travel-friendly rig. My favorite thing about the Nano is that it's USB bus powered. And what that means is I can take my laptop anywhere. I could just plug in via USB and it will power it on. So you actually don't need a power supply to record this direct into your laptop or your computer. So if you're, going to a coffee shop to do some recording, or if you're in a hotel, this is a great option. It's also a great option for people that kind of like the direction I've been leaning to. I know I'm all in one on Quad Cortex currently, but I'm a guitar player, man. My rig changes every few months. So I also have been messing around with a modular pedalboard setup. And with a modular pedalboard setup, this also seems to be a direction a lot of users are heading, where they're not ready to give up their real pedals. I'm not one of those people either. I've been on digital gear since 2017, almost exclusively. YouTube channel, touring, anything basically that I get paid to do, I'm doing with digital gear. And I'm still not ready to give up my real pedals and my real amps, which is why Neural is an awesome choice, because I can still capture those sounds. I actually, in my touring preset that's up on the cloud, that's for Quad Cortex, I do have a capture of my favorite drive pedal. But for those instances where I really still want the tangible pedal board in front of me, I have what I call my session board that stays here in the studio, never leaves the house. And I can have my real effects going into either my real amp, or I can just simply bring this. So if you're somebody that's even new to capturing and modeling world, you're not sure if you want to go all in, if you're ready to give up your pedal board, you want to stick with what you know and just go into some amp sims. Maybe for the first time ever, you have to go direct and you don't really know what option to use. Then go with something like the Nano Cortex, because you can just put this as a pedal on your board. And I actually have a space on my session board where this goes last in the chain. I have a few basic effects that I could still run in here. Like I can do my amp cabinet simulation. I can do a decent reverb, and I can do a post compressor, like a VCA type of compressor after my amp. And that's all I would need this for. I can get everything else from my dirt pedals, my delays, my reverbs, whatever it is. I can run my normal pedal board as I always would and just use this for the amp sounds. So it's obvious that they both have their places and they're not really in competition with one another. But does that mean that you need both? Do we really need any of this stuff? Yeah. So I want to keep both, because this touring pedal board is exactly that. This is my gig board. I want to leave this ready to go. In its case, I'm going to a gig, I'm bringing this, and all of my gig stuff is attached. So when I'm on tour, or if I ever don't want to bring this setup, maybe if it's a smaller thing, I want to have the option to go with the smaller rig. And when we're on tour, I do this all the time. I still make content while we're touring. So we're flying around the world basically. And if I want to make a video talking about some guitar playing or talking about guitars, whatever it is, I would much rather use something like this where I could just plug this into my laptop and I don't have to go dig this out of the bag. My God, talk about first world problems, right? The stuff that we have access to now is so ridiculous. But this, with an X5 wireless and my in-ear monitors, I just plug this in on a desktop and I have my full mobile recording rig. And not just that, it's fully capable. I mean, you're not compromising by having the simpler setup. Sure, if I wanted to build a super complex rig, then I would say, okay, I'll break out Quad Cortex. But for the basics, and that's kind of where I've been headed in my journey, is that I'm more into the basics, meat, potatoes, amp sounds, couple of different pedals. I don't like messing around with complex stuff anymore. I'm more into the simple things. So I really have no sacrifice going with the Nano Cortex. And if, God forbid, it's tour, stuff happens while you're out gigging, something happens to Quad Cortex, say it goes down, whatever it is, obviously I hope that type of thing never happens. I'm always prepared with a backup. So if Quad Cortex ever goes down, I've got this in my back pocket ready to go. It's super easy to carry this, throw it in the gig bag, throw it in whatever it is, and I'll have 4 easy to access sounds. I also am going to implement a MIDI controller with this that my friends from String Velocity are making that gives me more flexibility to choose different presets, and I'll have more sounds available in the smaller footprint. And for all professional intents and purposes, if I'm ever doing a recording session or we have to go and record somewhere or playing gigs, whatever it is, then it's Quad Cortex because it can handle anything you throw at it. There's nothing that'll ever be too big or too small for Quad Cortex. It's just a matter of, do I want to be mobile? Do I want to have to go fish it out? Or do I want to just have a simplified rig? Or do I want to use my real pedal board and still get my Ampture cap sounds? So that is why you need both the Quad Cortex and the Nano Cortex. Ask any questions you have below. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.